we mentioned that Jimmy Garoppolo, very hot man, out for the season with an ankle injury. There was a lot of speculation that one Baker Mayfield might end up in San Francisco, but honestly, I don't think that they had the money to do it with the McCaffrey trade. So enter in BBC Brock Purdy. So for me, it's not really a question of what can Purdy do? Is he a fantasy viable option? But what does this mean for Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle? Do you think this Purdy young thing can be enough of an offensive force to make those players live up to the fantasy relevance that they've had so far?
Speaking of relevancy, we're talking about Mr. Irrelevant now, having to play in year one of the 49ers. Like Drew said a little bit, we didn't really touch on it that much, but briefly, I like it for McCaffrey. I kind of like it for Deebo Samuel based off what I think is going to happen, but I don't like it for George Kittle, and I don't like it for Brandon Aiyuk. So I think while there's a little bit of an uptick for like the short yardage guys, low A-dot targets, just getting them the ball, I don't like it for the overall passing game. I mean, how can you? I mean, until you see some type of body of work here from Brock Purdy, like I said, we're talking about the 256th pick playing in, his first little bit of NFL action here. So it's hard for me to envision a world where they're really pushing the ball down the field.
I'm nervous, but I feel like he kind of has some Mike White vibes to him.
I don't know, man. Look at this dude.
No one besides Mike White has Mike White.
Not his looks, though, but in terms of the way the offense was, he came in and threw 37 times.
That's just so wild to me. You have one of the best running backs in football. You go to Mr. Irrelevant, and they're like, nah, we're throwing the ball.
It shows to me that they're not worried about it at all. If you're going to bring him in and let him throw 37 times, when did Jimmy G go down? First quarter, second quarter? 37 times and a half is.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot. Obviously, they're not too worried about it. Completed almost 70% of his passes. Threw the ball downfield. 88 passer rating. If they're not worried about it against Miami and they blew them out, who knows? They're going to go out there and they're not going to change anything. And as long as he's not getting hit, I feel like there might not be as much of a change as we thought. I didn't realize he threw that many times.
Yeah, 25 for 37. 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception.
And he really didn't have to. That didn't have to be the way that they played.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it's especially because it's the defense played so well, which I didn't expect against Miami. I thought that was going to be a lot tougher of a matchup on that defense, but they really showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to swipe right.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's completely up in the air. You're talking about less than what? So I don't know when exactly it was that he got hurt. Less than one full game from this kid.
Let me see how many times
first NFL game.
Jimmy was 2 for 4, 56 yards.
It was
okay, so
it was early, but that's a lot of time to throw. I wouldn't have expected that.
You said he had 25 completions. I'm surprised he threw 25 times.
Right. Yeah, I would not have expected him to throw 37 times. He was tied for third, technically, in attempts.
Yeah. I mean, it's very impressive. If he goes out there and does it again, it's just, while I'm shocked that he threw 37 times, I'll be even more shocked to see that type of offense replicated this week.
Yeah. Especially in a winning effort, too. I could see if they were trailing and I was all right, let him do his thing. But, they won that game pretty handily.
Who do they have this week?
49ers, they've got Tampa Bay.
Man, people are real curious about the Seahawks backfield. We got another question here about the Seahawks.